What is up, everybody? Welcome to this upcoming season's trailer and this upcoming season's presentation on how this season is going to work, because there is a lot to talk about. There's a bunch of new things. There's been a change to pretty much everything. So you're going to want to watch this one, because unlike the previous seasons, this one is almost entirely different than the rest of the seasons. And that is Chapter 2, Season 1. First, if you take a look at the dates, you'll notice the season is even longer than the previous one, starting on October 1st, and its final day is on Halloween. So, for those who don't celebrate that, October 31st. This upcoming season theme, it has been selected by the fans. It is Diamonds. As I'm making this video early as well, because technically I was supposed to wait until the final poll ended, but it looks like the final poll for Roblox has like 70 something, maybe 90 people voting for a single game, which is against like 5 people in second place. So I'm pretty sure that poll's over. So that's why I'm recording this right now. And I'm kind of glad I get to record this today as well, because we got to do a lot of work to prepare for the next season, because I'm slowly waiting for the 28th so that I can work on the overlays. And I'm also trying to, get ready to schedule a whole lot of special streams as well, which we will talk about those in this presentation as well. All right. So, in this presentation, we will explain how this season's going to work. Ignore that. It says Season 6. I forgot to update that. Again, oh well. We will just go with it. So, we will explain how Chapter 2, Season 1 works, because this one works differently than the rest of the other things. So, first, we got the Season 1 games. Now, I want to clarify this. There are 2 types of games. You got stream games and non-stream games. Stream games are games that will get both live streams and videos, while non-stream games will only get videos. And it really depends on what class you're in, as all the names have been renamed as well. So, we're going to go through them. Starting with the highest class, Class S, which will get 3-hour streams and pretty long videos. Very long videos. The videos won't be as frequent as the streams, because there's going to be 35 games in the schedule, with 20 of them getting live streams. So, Class S is the first tier and the highest tier. Think of it as the Premier League. That's the highest league you can get into. Only the best games will be able to stay up here for a prolonged period of time. And that is going to be that. So let's start. I'm pretty sure y'all saw the first one, because I accidentally rotated the screen. The first game that was made it into the schedule is Roblox. This is their 7th season in a row. Ever since we began doing seasons, they've been around the entire time. So this is the 7th time they've been in the schedule in a row. And for a good reason. Because it's popular, and people love to request games. So, however, even though that's been going through some pretty controversial times, like, for example, treating the CEO treating us like freaking non-human objects by renaming friends to connections, which I'm still going to call them friends, and I'm still going to call them games. They're called games, not experiences. They're called friends, not connections. I don't want any of this corporate bullcrap. So I'm just going to throw that out there, because I know there's a lot of controversy that has been circulating the platform recently. I'm actually calling on David Baszucki to step down, because I've had enough of him. So yeah, other than that, the rest of Roblox should be pretty fine, as long as something bad doesn't happen, so. Alright, Game 2. This is its first ever season. It's Grow a Garden. Everyone's favorite game on Roblox is here. Now you'll be able to stream. Now you'll be able to be on stream while playing Grow a Garden, which currently is the only game on Roblox that actually gets millions of players concurrently and on average. So, and the weekends are something else. If you're lucky enough to, I think about maybe twice in the season we'll be live on a Saturday for Grow a Garden, and you know what happens on Saturdays. Events. So, those streams are probably going to blow up. Maybe. You'll be able to watch me climb a giant cactus if they summon a black hole again. But, yeah. That's that. Grow a Garden is here. Welcome to the channel. Game number 3, Fortnite, streak level 7. Fortnite's been pretty good for the last few seasons as well. It has kind of lost its player count, but it's trying to recover from its losses. They don't really do well in the summer anyways, because as seen last year, which was wrecked. So, however, last June was better than the previous June. So, as long as we finish July better than we finished July in 2024, I'd say we're still recovering. Because for the people who say this game is dead because it's lost its player count, think of it like a school year. No one likes to play Fortnite during the summer, but everyone's playing it during the winter. Fortnite is a winter game, not a summer game, because during the summer there's just barely any updates going on, and the reason why that makes it a winter game is because all the biggest updates happen towards that time period, in November, December, January. Yeah, that's where all the big stuff happens. So, I will have to say, once it becomes season 2 of this YouTube channel, though, then Fortnite's going to have its peak again, because that's when the Simpsons mini season starts alongside the end of the chapter live event, as well as chapter 7. All that is happening in season 2. Season 1, we just got to get through the season. Most of Fortnite Season 1 is going to be our alien invasion, or our bug invasion season, which is going to be next. Only 1 week, or we'll only have one stream in the superhero theme, because that season's about to come to a close. At least we get one, okay? We never got to stream that. So, that's the least we can do. Alright, moving on to Game 4 is Forsaken. This is their first season, so, I want to say welcome. Forsaken is a one versus all game, where a killer tries to kill everyone, while everyone else tries to survive. What makes this one popular is the collabs that they do all the time. So, the goal here is to just basically live if you're the survivor, and kill if you're the killer. So this game is going to be competing in the Premier League, or Class S, whatever you want to call it. We're going to call it Class S. So Noli is here though, so maybe this game will be popular right now. Moving on to Game 5. This one right here was a little bit unexpected, but it also was expected. But I figured this one would go this high anyways, because of its history. But Rocket League is back. And it's no longer crashing my game every time I open the game, because Season 18 is over. it seemed like there was something up with Season 18 that caused the game to crash. I don't know why. So now we're not having that issue as much anymore. So for Rocket League, well, I think it's Season 19 right now. I don't know when Season 20 starts because that season's going to eventually start soon as well. Don't know when, though. You see, Rocket League doesn't really follow the Fortnite calendar for seasons anymore because I guess they just stopped doing that. Now, for Rocket League, I don't think much has really changed, though. There's going to be weeks where we have 4v4 and weeks we don't, so. And honestly, I wish we permanently had 4-on-4 because this Rumble mode sucks. I don't like it. I'd rather play 4v4. But yeah, Rocket League is coming back, so I guess get your cars again because you're going to need them. All right, and that is it for Class S. We are moving to Class A, which is the second tier. For those of you who want a reference to what you can think of it as, you can think of it as the EFL Championship League. Now in this tier, the streams are shorter than Class S. Streams will be 2 hours and 15 minutes long, and the videos will be long videos. As you can see by the different pattern of stars, it's not as high of a level, but it's still pretty high. Game 6 and the first game in this tier is going to be The Strongest Battlegrounds. This is their second consecutive season here, and to be honest with you, they should have been relegated last season because they didn't do well with views at all last season. But I feel like they should stick around. But who knows what will happen this season. They're really lucky that they're not going to be in the third tier this season, because if we were to continue Chapter 1, they would have been right now in because it would have been Season 7 right now, actually, because if we were to continue Chapter 1. So for those of you who are a fan of The Strongest Battlegrounds, consider yourselves lucky, because this game was not supposed to be this high. But The Strongest Battlegrounds is just basically beat 'em up, a punch it bandit where you fight everybody in the entire game. And the goal is to kill everybody. So because you're in the second tier, I think the stream time is a little different than it was in the past, though. Because in the previous chapter was 2.5 hours. It's only 15 minutes off. But the reason why I changed it is because I needed a little bit more time to do what I need to do. Because having like 30 minutes or an hour to record something ain't enough. So that's why I made the change with the stream times. Alright, game number 7 is Fall Guys. This is the first time since Season 5 that they've been back into the schedule. Last time they were in the schedule, they did okay. But I feel like Fall Guys should be ready to tackle whatever gets thrown at them. And yes, this is the second time ever that all three of the big three, aka the Epic 3, is all together in the schedule again, which would be Fortnite, Rocket League, and Fall Guys. All three of them are back again. So, for Fall Guys, what's new here is that there's a ranked mode. I don't know if I want to play it or not, but because I don't really play ranked in any game. But I think Fall Guys still has a very minimal amount of modes. I feel like they should definitely increase the player count again, or at least make mega servers to where people can match make with up to 60 people like they did in the OG days. That's about it. That's the only thing I want. It's just that to be able to have those big competitive matches again that I had when the game came out in 2020. And I think it was August 2020 as well. That's what made it even more special. All right, moving on to Game 8, Dead Rails. This game has been heavily requested by a certain someone named DJ Bacon for several seasons, and now it's here. Dead Rails has officially qualified. And what you do here is you just gotta plow your way through the desert with a train and try to loot houses so that you can continue to get fuel and loot weapons so that you can fight the zombies and bandits there. And basically try to beat the game. And then once you do that, you got to do it again on a different map. Because I think there's 2 maps right now. But I'm pretty sure we should be able to beat the game if we have the time. Because we now have 2 hours, 15 minutes to do it instead of 30 minutes. So that is the only difference. So I feel like this should be a lot more successful than the previous one. Alright, moving on to Game 9. This is a typo, by the way, but it's actually Apex Legends. Apex Legends, for the first time since the beta stages of this YouTube channel, has officially made it to the schedule. How well will they do? I don't know. I don't think they're going to do very well, but we're going to see anyways. Apex Legends was once Fortnite's rival when it came to Battle Royale. Not so much anymore because their player count isn't as high anymore, but they're still thriving. So now they're here. Now I just want to warn you, Apex Legends is not easy, but it's not as hard as Call of Duty Warzone. Let's just say that. Yeah, let's just say that. However, you do have to play with a friend or a random because there is no solos in this game. So let's just point that out. And yeah, that would be that. I don't know what season it is right now in Apex either, so we'll have to figure that out as well. Alright, moving on to the final game of Class A, and that is Rivals. For the first time since, if I remember correctly, it was either Season 4 or Season 5, Roblox Rivals has found their way back in the schedule. And oh boy, are we ready to shoot some people in Roblox again. Because it's been too long since we last had an official season with that game. There is ranked mode now. So I would definitely... I could play some ranked mode, I don't know. We'll see, it really depends on if we get two-pieced or not, I don't know. Because you know how shooter games work. I mean, even then we can always play casual as well. That's always an option. So yeah. Alright, moving down to Class B, which is the third tier on the pyramid, and streams here are an hour 30 minutes long, and there's going to be slightly long videos for these. Now, in terms of what you can think of this league as, think of it as the EFL League One, because that is practically what it is. Um, so let's get on to the games here. The first one should have been relegated last season, but it was Destiny 2. Um, Destiny 2 did not do very well last season, probably because of the difficulty of having multiplayer in the game. But at least it's a playable game. We got a bunch of things we got to do in Destiny 2, though. And it's not going to be... And then now the streams are an hour and a half in this tier, so there's not going to be as much time as we used to have, but it's going to be a decent amount of time. But the thing is, in this game, missions take forever to finish. Like, a long time to finish. I don't know why, but they do. So... But this is their second season in a row, so we'll see how well they will do this time. Maybe it'll be better than last time. Maybe it'll be worse. I don't know. We're about to find out. All right, moving on to Game 12. This is its first ever season, and a underdog, I would say. Brookhaven has officially made it to this schedule for the first time in game history. I don't really know what to say about Brookhaven. I'm probably just going to be spending the entire time driving around the map and just doing random stuff. I'm probably going to try to join more popular servers because there's barely anything to do by yourself. Like, I'd probably be spending a lot of time reading the chat or something. I don't know. We got to find something to do during these live streams. Other than just sit in the house and just drive all day. But yeah, that is basically what this game is going to be. I don't know how we're going to do this. There's really nothing to do in Brookhaven. That's probably why they're in the third tier, but, that's just how it is. Moving on to Game 13 is a game that has not been in the schedule since, since the beta stages of this channel as well. Brawlhalla. And holy crap, I can't believe it's here. The Xbox version, or the anything but Nintendo version of Super Smash Bros., I would say. I mean, I guess it's available on Nintendo, but it's available everywhere, as opposed to Super Smash Bros. And yes, it's even on mobile now, which, surprisingly, it is. But if you play Brawlhalla, you know exactly what this game is. Each character has 2 types of weapons they can fight with, and they all have normal attacks and special attacks that go alongside each of the weapons. Now, all the weapons will have all the same weapon types will have the same light attacks as the same type of weapon, but they would be different heavy attacks with every character, so there's a lot of possibilities. You just have to get used to them all because they're all very different. They're all very different characters. I don't even know how many characters there are. There's at least 50 of them, and there's a bunch of collabs in this game as well. So let's just say that. Moving on to Game 14, which is the brand new game that just came out on Roblox, Ink Game. This version of Squid Game is the best version of Squid Game so far, and holy crap, it does it not disappoint. Matches are so much longer, and I love long matches, because it makes it more fun. Normally, all the games that have long matches that I like to be fun, people just leave the game. Like, for example, Survivor, Outlaster, Eviction Notice. They all just leave the game. Not here. This is different. For now, at least. I hope I don't ruin it by live streaming it, like half of the games that do die when I live stream it. For example, Blox Fruits. I have to say that game is not going to be in the schedule, sadly. Um, um, and hopefully I'm not going to be the result of Grow Garden's downfall as well, but we'll see. We will see. So yeah, that is Ink Game. Hopefully I don't ruin this game. Please tell me I don't ruin this game. So yeah, that's going to be in the schedule as well. And the final game in Class A is something I don't even think is going to succeed at all. Sims 4. Now, the reason why I don't think this is going to succeed is the lack of multiplayer. I don't know how well multiplayer works because I've never really played this game before. But I know for a fact that I've watched my siblings play it. It's just more of a game that it's a life simulator. So I have no clue what to expect when I stream this game. I don't know what characters I'm going to make or how many I'm going to make. And because this recently became free to play, which is the most surprising thing ever. I wonder why they did. So yeah. Alright, moving on to Class C, which is the lowest tier you can be in and still get live streams. Streams here are 45 minutes long. They're not very long, but at least you get some exposure. The videos here are normal videos, or normally length videos. So, just prepare for norm here. If you want to think of this league, what you can think of this league is going to be the EFL League 2, if you want to think of it. Alright, moving on to Game 16. I don't know why this got picked, man. My brother's begging me to not play this, but I have to by my goodwill of actually playing stuff that people want me to play. This is called My Singing Brain Rot. And I have never played this game before, so I don't know what to expect here. The only thing I can expect, though, is brain rot. That's basically that. So, my older viewers, you don't have to watch these streams if you don't want to, because I know you guys some of you Gen Zs do not like brain rot, because this is more of a alpha game, I would say. Because us Gen Zs do not really associate ourselves with brain rot that much. And who knows how long this will exist for. Or at least, we don't know how long it will take before this meme officially dies. Because as long as games like Steel Brain Rot stay popular, the meme is still alive. And yeah, that is that. Moving on to game number 17. This is another game that I find interesting to be in the schedule. It is Rec Room. I cannot believe this is here. Last time I played it, I almost lagged out because I was playing on mobile. We're not going to be doing that. We're playing on console. For obvious reasons. And what we do here is we just walk around as a character. I don't know. Something. But the goal here is to not, really be bored. I don't know what to say about this game. It's more like Roblox, where you have a large number of games, but the catalog isn't that good, though. I have to say that. Like, most of the games in there are pretty mediocre, and all the shooter games are all weird. This game is better on VR, though. So I do have to say that. Alright, moving on to the 18th game is Squid Game X. I don't remember this game too much. There's a lot of Squid Game variants out there. This one's probably better than Shrimp Game, though. As I have to confirm that game is not going to be there either. Shrimp Game will not be in the schedule for this upcoming season. So, this is Squid Game X. I have no idea what to expect in this one, as they are playing at the 4th level, so. And that would be that. Game number 19 is a game that is going to shock everyone, because the games they've beaten to get here, they should have lost to all 3 of them. Zenless Zone Zero, the biggest underdog in gaming history, has made it to the schedule by beating games like by beating a game as strong as Asphalt Legends Unite to be here. Yes, Asphalt has been defeated, and Asphalt will not be in the schedule for this season. So, Zenless Zone Zero will be here. And I've never played this game before, so that's what makes it even better, because we get to play another new game. Alright, moving on to game 20, and the final one is another game I've never played before. This poll is the one that I was talking about that has got like 70, 90 votes right now, probably even more by the time I finish recording this. But they're all going to Anime Last Stand, so I can safely assume that they're going to be in the schedule. If I'm wrong by the end of the day, I'll be surprised, because it'll take like 100 votes of another game to actually beat them. But Anime Last Stand is in the schedule. I've never played this before, so I have no idea what to expect. However, every time I do a poll with this game, this is the second time that poll is blown up. So watch out, because this game could be a banger when we stream it. So yeah. Alright, now we're moving down to the non-stream leagues, which is Class D, E, and F. We are now in the 5th tier of the system. These are the games that are decently popular, but have not been picked to be in the streaming schedule. As for Class D being in the 5th tier, you can think of this being think of this as the National League. Which is basically the first level that is lower than League 2, so. Slightly short videos here. Games in this are like almost obsolete or vintage. It's basically a void for games that really kind of failed. Let's talk about the first one being Call of Duty Warzone. Now, last time we played this game, it was awful. Like, the matchmaking was awful. And now we've heard rumors that this game is getting replaced soon in when Black Ops 7 does come out. If Black Ops 7 does come out and this game does get shut down, and the new Battle Royale mode, which is called Blackout, does come out, we will replace it with Blackout. So don't worry, we will still do that. I mean, there's only going to be like 2 videos on it anyways per season. And Call of Duty Warzone, I just want to say, it sucks. The Battle Royale is just really sweaty for no reason. Like, everybody in the game is like sweaty. Like, I almost have to play the camp strategy that I did in Chapter 1 to probably, in Fortnite, to actually properly win. I only won in bot lobbies when the game first put me in the game when I was playing as a tutorial. So, Warzone actually no longer has solos in non-bot lobbies now. They only have bot lobbies for regular solos. So, and a couple of other modes. They've added a new casual mode that is supposed to make it easier for people to not get two-pieced. I'm not sure how long matchmaking will be, but I think it's a good idea. I feel like this is needed because everyone shouldn't have to just get two-pieced by a freaking car sniping you in the head with a sniper. Yeah, those guys are annoying. Alright, moving on to game 22. The next one is Blox Fruits. Like I said earlier, this game has been eliminated from being in the streaming schedule, but at least they get videos still. This game fell off because leveling up is repetitive. Like, you do it over and over again, and every time they update, they only add 50 levels, and it takes, like, a long time for every update to come out. They need to update more frequently if they want to stay relevant, because look at Grow Garden. They update every week, and every week they have a player count even higher than the previous one. I don't know when the Grow Garden rise will stop, because they've broken a record of 20 million players, 21 million players. Jandal's going to be making millions simply because he's successful every week. I don't know when his success will stop. We don't know. Hopefully it's not anytime soon. But for Blox Fruits, they need to update more often. Like, at least start with once a month, okay? But if you're going to take several months at a time between updates, maybe 8 every time, maybe more, it feels like it's it feels like a stream you get once a year, or a update that you get once every year. Like, I get it, video games are hard work, but you gotta hire more people to help you, man. You can't just update so slow anymore and stay relevant, as it's been proven time and time again by all the games that update weekly. And heck, let me go back to Blox Fruit real quick. Even Fortnite now has a Blitz mode that changes weekly. People in this entire world are no longer expecting updates to happen every year or every month. They expect it weekly. That is Gen Alpha. You have to cater to them because they're going to be the ones that are going to be playing more video games than everyone else soon. So you got to cater to the Gen Alpha, even though I don't really like all of them because some of them have that brain rot in them. But that's the point. You got to adjust. If you don't adjust, your game dies. Alright, moving on to Marvel Rivals. I have no idea why this game fails every season. They had several chances to get in the streaming schedule, and they just failed every time. Like, I feel like people just despise games of this type. Because Marvel Rivals, well, we were supposed to play this probably seasons ago, but it just lost to voting every time, so. Well, now we're going to be playing it finally, but in the form of a video and not a stream. At least there's that. So I'd say Marvel Rivals should be ready to get a video. I'm not sure how well. I heard the servers were sweaty and I heard the community was toxic, so good luck for me, I guess. Moving on to the next game is Steal a Brain Rot. This game is in the video schedule as well. Simply because it's popular but did not get votes. It's basically steal brain rots, put it in your place, and hope your stuff doesn't get stolen. You have to be online constantly. You can't walk away. There's no such thing as taking a bathroom break in this game. So, same with some of the other variants that we've played. So I would just be warned on that. Moving on to the 25th game, and a game that Bottomless despises, Overwatch 2, probably for the same reason as Marvel Rivals. It's just not fun to get deleted by people who are toxic. So that's basically Overwatch 2 in a nutshell. So I just want to say that not sure how well we'll play, but we'll see. Moving on to Class E, which is the 6th tier. Think of this as the National League North or the National League South, as that is the same level as that. It's the 6th tier on the pyramid. There will be short videos here, and the games include Blue Lock Rivals. I don't know what happened to this game. This game kind of fell off. I mean, maybe it'll become more popular if they adjust to FIFA 26, but that's coming out too. But it's really called EAFC 26, but you know. But Blue Lock is going to get some videos. We're going to score some goals, hopefully. Yeah, this game really didn't stay relevant, so. Alright, moving on to the 27th game. Oh my gosh. Do I have something to say about this one? It's fun, but no one wants to watch you play it. Halo Infinite is just dead. It is literally dead. You can't play this on PlayStation, so that's part of the problem. But the rest of the problem is the matter of fact that it's the fact that it gets repetitive. I mean, I like the game. There's no scopes unless if you have a gun that has a scope, but most guns do not have scopes. And the movement is unique as well. There's some pretty fun games in there as well, like trying to blow up all the people with a rocket launcher. And if you do it, you win. Yeah, that's part of the game. That's a game mode in there. But that's going to be them this season. 99 Nights in a Forest is also here as well. I actually played this last Sunday with my brother for the first time. It's a survival game. It's a long-term survival game though, so it's not going to really get a whole lot of reputation in the form of a short video, but it's okay. We'll make something happen. So yeah, moving on to game 29 is Splitgate 2. This game is relatively new. It's got a good reputation, but just barely made it, or just barely missed the schedule mark. And I don't know what to talk about that very well either, because Splitgate 2 just wasn't popular. And it just doesn't have a lot of knowledge. I don't know what it is, so I can't really explain it. Game number 30 and the final game in this tier is Berry Avenue. This game is is just basically another Brookhaven in a way, so there's not going to be much explanation here either. Alright, finally, Class F. I don't know why that says E, but it's supposed to say F. This is the 7th tier. You can think of it as the Isthmian League, or either the Isthmian League or any of the other 3 English football leagues that are in this tier. Because there's 4 of them. I don't remember all the names of them. But I think it was the Southern League. Well, I think there was 2 Southern Leagues and a Northern League and an Isthmian League. I don't remember. But Class E, very short videos. This is the lowest tier you'll have in the entirety of the schedule. So let's take a look. Starting with PUBG. This game fell off years ago, but it still managed to get in Class F, so there you go. Same with Dress to Impress, but I'd say it's okay. It's not as bad as a situation as PUBG, but it's just still a little iffy right now. All right, and of course you got Game 33, War Thunder. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die so many times playing this game, man. Last time I played War Thunder, I nearly lost it. And that was on mobile. This is the console version we're talking about. I don't know what to expect in this game. However, the lore of the basement guy is pretty funny, though. Next up is Adopt Me. I don't know why it's popular still, but it's going to be here. We're going to try to do something in that game. This is basically a raise your pet simulator, but it's not like the game based on gambling. I mean, yeah, you gamble for the pets, but you also raise them, I guess. And then the final game, which I know nothing about, the final game that we have in the schedule is Mecha Break. So yeah, those are all of your normal videos and normal streams for this season. For those of you who are in classes S, A, B, and C, you'll get the streams. But expect to see some pretty cool content next season. However, we're not done. Those are just the regular events. Now we're getting to the special streams. And the part that I'm excited to talk about, because this is an expansion to the previous season. Now, special streams do not happen as often as regular streams. But they are different because they reveal a unique experience that you wouldn't get out of the normal streams. Starting with the Baltimore Ravens watch along streams. This is a series this is going to be the first time we do the Ravens under a watch along, because we did Liverpool before. But since the Ravens season is going to be kick-starting in this season, they will be getting one as well. Now, for the Ravens watch along, the streams will be longer than the Liverpool ones because the games are longer. Liverpool games are only 2 hours long, while Ravens games are 3 hours long, because American football takes longer to finish than association football does. So for the Baltimore Ravens, I will reveal the schedule for when the special streams will happen, as there are 4 different types of special streams. For the Ravens, we have the schedule here. The schedule is subject to change at any time, as this is not going to be 100% final, but you can take a screenshot of this if you are a Ravens fan, or just an NFL fan in general, and just want to tune into this stream. However, there are, even though all of the games are listed here, not all of them will be getting streams. Now, I only listed the games that will be taking place in Chapter 2, Season 1. If you're looking for NFL games that are in November or December or January, you're going to have to wait till Season 2 for that schedule to be revealed. But as you can see, there are games that we have streams with and games we don't. Now, for the game against the Colts, the Cowboys, and the Dolphins, we will not have a stream on because I have work and I cannot stream those games for that reason. Thankfully, 2 of them are preseason games. The only one, and the last one's the Dolphins, and I'm not really worried about the Dolphins too much because they did pretty bad last season. But the rest of the games, you will be able to watch on this. You'll be able to watch my live reactions to the game through the watch-alongs. Here's the disclaimer. This is not me filming the game. I am not going to be showing the game, actually showing the TV footage of the game on stream. That is against copyright laws, and we cannot do that. But we will be reacting to it. It's called a watch-along for a reason, which means you turn it on your TV, I turn on my TV, and I turn on the stream, and you'll be able to watch me react to it while you're watching the game. It's basically to enhance the experience of watching a game. I will actually have to say that as well for Liverpool games as well. I will not be broadcasting the matches through the television program. So, that is a disclaimer. I mean, pretty much you should know, if you're a fan in general, you should know, if you're just a English football fan in general, you should know that as well, because there's channels like Anfield Agenda, you got channels like the United Stand for Manchester United, you got Expressions Oozing for Tottenham's fans. You get the point. There's a bunch of watch-along streams for that side that are more popular than this one's going to be. But for the Ravens, we are going to be streaming the Commanders preseason game, the Bills game, the Browns game, the Lions game, the Chiefs game, Texans, Rams, and Bears games, all in Season 1. Now, if you're looking for other games that are beyond that of the Miami Dolphins, I will release that when Season 2 is about to come out. So, let's just make that a disclaimer as well. So, we'll wait for that to happen when the season comes. Alright, next up is the Liverpool Watch-Along Series. We introduced this last season when the club won their Premier League title against I believe it was Tottenham Hotspur 5-1. That was a fun day, because we actually did something incredible that day. Alright, so for the Liverpool schedule, every single stream here except for one, we will be able to stream, as long as the schedule doesn't change, because all of the schedule is still subject to change, with the first match actually being a preseason match against Athletic Club from Spain, if I remember correctly. It's actually a doubleheader, so there's actually going to be 2 matches. We might as well just make it a 5-hour stream. It's a preseason fixture, so I can only imagine they're just going to be using A team, B team, basically. You'll understand if you actually pay attention to sports that you can't just have the same group of players play for 180 minutes. So, yeah. Now the first Crystal Palace match up right here, that is actually a Community Shield match. So the winner of that game will win the Community Shield and will be the champions of both the FA Cup and the Premier League combined. So we do hope to win that. However, we did draw against Crystal Palace last time we played them, so do not underestimate them, unless if they make a bunch of transfers that ruin the squad. But as you can see here, the streams that we cannot do is Bournemouth, because that starts at 3 p.m. and I'm not going to be able to. And by the time the game ends, my work shift was supposed to start. I have to travel for 30 minutes to get there, so I'm not going to be able to stream that. But we still will be able to do the rest of the games, which includes 2 Athletic Club matches. the Community Shield match against Crystal Palace, a match against Newcastle United, a big match against Arsenal. We got Burnley, Everton, a Crystal Palace Premier League match, Chelsea, Manchester United, and Brentford all coming up in this season. The Premier League will last for a total of 10 months, and this is just 3 of them. So, if you're looking for matches beyond that of Brentford, that will be released when Season 2 comes around, because that's when those matches will happen. Now, here's the disclaimer. FA Cup matches are not listed here, and neither are the Carabao Cup matches. So that's why this is subject to change, because that depends on depends on when the schedule releases. All I know is that it's going to happen sometime during the month of August for the FA Cup, as well as the Carabao Cup as well. I think the Carabao Cup is in August. I don't remember. The FA Cup starts officially in November, I think. So we got a while to wait for that. So once our fixture's determined, I will let you know when the Carabao Cup match is released. And if we can stream it or not. Because it depends on what time they schedule it on or what day of the week. And same goes with the Champions League as well. Those matches are not here either because the schedule has not been determined yet. And not all the teams have officially qualified either. Because they changed the format to where we now play 8 matches. 4 at home and 4 on the road. They've had that since last year. So, it really depends. So, I bet you Zen Crimdems will probably tune in on the Chelsea one. Especially if we're losing against them, which I hope not. But I do have to congratulate Chelsea on winning the Club World Cup. Because that match against PSG just straight up humbled them. Alright, moving on to the next type of stream. This is called the Geometry Dash Throwback. This stream will happen once a month. As this is a very stressful stream to do, but I'm willing to do it once a month. And as you can see here are the days that we will have it. All of them are going to be at 5 p.m. on Eastern Time. And it's going to happen in the first week of every month, unless if I say otherwise, which can happen and can change. But for now, for this season, we got August 4th, September 1st, and October 6th for this. That is the Geometry Dash Throwback. It's a chance to actually get some gameplay for some Geometry Dash. And the first one's actually coming up pretty recent. So, that's coming up on there's a lot of streams coming out on the 4th. Now, if you remember correctly, I think there's a game on the 4th. Yeah. So, this schedule is going to be on August 4th. It's going to be the busiest day in the entire season. Because not only do we got the 4 streams we do normally, plus the 2 more that we do for Liverpool, which totals to 6. And then you got the Geometry Dash icing on the cake that makes it 7 full live streams of craziness. So this is going to be a busy day from 7 a.m. till maybe about 8 or 9. I haven't determined how long the streams are going to be. But I'm going to safely say it's going to be until 8 o'clock. So it's going to be 13 hours of craziness. With only a 1 hour break between the 2 Liverpool streams. So I will use that to take some time off. So basically 12 hours of streaming on that day. The 4th is going to be insane, so don't miss it. And then finally, we got our Fortnite tournaments. The first we're gonna bring this back because why not? Because we have some unused Mondays that we need to use. So let us do that. So as you can see here, we're bringing back our Fortnite 1v1 tournament. There's actually going to be 9 different periods where the competition takes place. 8 of them are open, and the last one is mainly for those who have won the previous tournaments. So, I picked the days, but I randomized what server is going to be used on that day. So, all competitions are at 5 p.m., with the exception of the NA Central matches on the 22nd, because that's going to be a doubleheader for that, because we don't have enough Mondays remaining to have all of the servers compete on their own Monday. And the only day that is different is that on the 31st of October is the championship, because that is the only day next season that is outside of week 13. And that will take place at 12 p.m. Now for the tournaments, it's all going to be 1v1s. It's going to be a bracket style tournament. And the winner of each of the 8 tournaments will qualify for the huge FN championship, so which will again be the grand prize. Now there is prizes here. The winner of each of the 8 mini tournaments are going to get a free skin. You get to pick any skin from the item shop you want, and I'll give it to you. However, the championship, the prize for that is a free bundle gifted. So, whatever's in the item shop, you all get to pick from. Now, if we have repeat winners, if we do have repeat winners of other tournaments, then the person who is either the second place finisher will qualify for the final instead, unless if the second place person is already qualified as well. It'll just continue down the list, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and so on. But ultimately, only the winners will be getting the prizes. So, you're going to want to win. Now, again, I randomized all the server regions, and unfortunately I got to start in one of the laggiest ones, but I was hoping I'd do Middle East towards the middle of the season, but we'll do it first. But how we're doing it this season, we're going to have the Middle Eastern one first, then the European one, the Oceanic one next, then the North American Western one, North American Central, then North American Eastern, then the Brazilian, the Asian, and then finally the championship. Now, the schedule is still subject to change. All special streams are subject to change, but you will get the point of that in a bit. Alright, for Discord. Now that we're done talking about the streaming stuff, we're now going to talk about Discord. Our Discord now has 100 plus members. So I would recommend joining. And besides, that's where a lot of the updates will take place on the channel. You automatically will be pinged whenever I go live, and so that you don't have to rely on YouTube if you have like 1 million subscriptions on there. You'll see the leaderboards for all the games in this season, so that you'll know who's getting relegated and who's getting promoted from each of the 7 leagues. You'll be able to view the GA Cup bracket at any time. And you will also be able to use the VC channels. However, PlayStation's been more popular recently, so I might use PlayStation next season as well. So, even though I don't have a PlayStation. I can still use PlayStation on my phone as long as it doesn't glitch and make me change my password again. Because it made me do that the other day. I'm pretty sure it's going to make my brother do that as well, but the problem is he doesn't know his email. So that's why you probably haven't seen him play Grow Garden. So even though I haven't contacted him in a few days, I pretty much know what the heck is going on. And I have to wait until Sunday to confirm it, and I'm pretty sure it's because that's the next time we see him. Because for those of you who don't know, my brother's phone is broken, and now I'm pretty sure he can't play PlayStation very well either. So I think he's cooked right now, is what I have to say. And you can blame Microsoft, or not Microsoft, you can blame Sony again, because they've done this to me before, and now they do it to me again. Thankfully, I know my email, and I can easily reset my password. But, if you're if you're one of those people who are being forced to use your parents' account, I feel bad for you people, because I've had to do that once. I had to do that once because my father didn't know how to change permissions for my PlayStation account for me to be able to play Fortnite. Because he turned something off that he shouldn't have turned off. And then we ended up playing it on his. He said, "Frick it, just play on my account." And that's what I had to do. And now ever since the other PlayStation broke, I couldn't access the account anymore. I just made my own account with my own email so that I'll always be able to sign in. Sadly, account merging is not a thing anymore. So it's just, those skins are just locked away for an eternity. Alright, back on the topic of the video, some scam called me again. Yeah, that's that. Alright, now we're moving on to the Fortnite creator code section of the video, because I do have a creator code. Go ahead and use code HugeOwn1 in all caps to support, and I appreciate it if you use it, as we will be doing some Fortnite tournaments with it now. So yeah. Alright, now for the Huge GA Cup. I have not made a new logo for this yet, but I will eventually. But the GA Cup is coming up. As well, there's going to be a different format this time, though. As you can see right here, there'll still be a lot of games in the polls. I don't think there's 144 games, but you can see the games that are broken down. There will be at least 2 games coming up for the next season, but a maximum of 8. I don't know why it says 1 to 8, but the GA Cup is the way you can qualify for the next season. Now, for anyone who is in Class D or lower, you will be able to participate in the GA Cup. So any game that's in Class D, Class E, Class F, or is not currently in the schedule that is popular enough will be in the GA Cup as long as the games are popular enough to be there. Now the GA Cup. Now if you're a game that qualifies for the 5th to 8th tournament that is already in the 5th to 8th tournament, you will be swapped out because there's no point of having you participate in a tournament to qualify for a lower tier level if you're already qualified for that lower tier level. The only reason the games that are in classes E, D, or F are in a tournament is for a chance to get promoted to the streaming side. So, the number of games that exist, there's going to be 48 Xbox games still. We will keep that. However, the number of Roblox games is being reduced to 32 because the quality of Roblox games has gone to crap recently. So, I will only be doing 32 this time. Next up, we do have an expansion on the number of Fortnite games that are participating as well. There's now going to be 32. Either that or I think it was the same as last season. I think it was the same as last season. And that is simply because of the ever-growing number of games Epic Games keeps pushing out alongside the creative experiences that have been released. We're going to be doing 32. Now, in another category of games is being added as well, there's now going to be 32 mobile games as well, which I will determine those. We will determine the games that qualify for the GA Cup in Week 9 of this upcoming season. Or week 9, not in the upcoming season, Week 9 of the off season, which is next week, as it is currently Week 8. And the format on the right will determine when the rounds will take place. 6 days a week there will be matches. We start off with, I'm probably going to rename some of these. But we will have the play-in rounds in the late season. And the first 3 rounds, which is the preliminaries and stuff. Which I'll probably rename it to first qualifying round, second qualifying round, and the third qualifying round. And so on. I'll probably rename all of these. Finals, semifinals, quarterfinals, third round, second round, first round, third qualifying round, second qualifying round, and a first qualifying round. Now, if you're an Xbox game, you'll start in the first. If you're an Xbox game, you'll start here. If you are a Roblox game, you will start here. And if you're either a Fortnite or mobile game, you will start here. So it really depends on where you're at or what type of game you are. So yeah, that is the format. And about this channel, this is a gaming channel. I just want to make that clear. However, we do have some sports events as well on this as a stream. I try to upload. We're going to be trying to get this done on a regular basis. So I hope you guys enjoy this season. And I hope to see you in Season 1 of Chapter 2. Thanks for watching this long video. I'm sorry if it's that long. But I had to make it long. And I'll see you guys there. Peace.